Tom's Homebrew, coming at you with a beer review. It's been a long morning. I was brewing today, that's right. I was making a 3 C's beer. That's right, good old Columbus, Centennial, and Cascade, and a few nuances, a few little tricks in there. So, but I'm tired, you know, then did a little yard work, so it's time for a beer. In fact, it's time for a beer review, so I'm going pretty local, staying within the state, Bend, Oregon. We're going out to Silver Moon Brewing, and this is the Mango Daze. Yeah, you know, I feel a little dazed, so this is right on target, and mango sounds fantastic. This is a pale ale, an APA, good old American pale ale. They're calling it a mango pale ale. It's 6% ABV, and it is 25 IBUs. It sounds fantastic to me. We're gonna get it cracked open. I love mango on a beer, so let's see. Well, this is kind of interesting. It makes me think of an apricot-y color almost, you know? It's kind of got a bit of that honey type color to it, but it's got a little bit of dark shades to it as well. That's kind of interesting. Good size head on there though, take a look at that. It's just barely off white, but let's get the nose. A little hazy, that's all. Oh my gosh, yeah, there's loads of mango. I want to know what hops they use. Great mango on this. Now they didn't add mango juice. This is all done with hops. It's a light candy-esque type note almost. I want to say there's some sweetness on there. It almost came off like a candy mango though. Kind of a really bright, sweet mango kind of a scent. Wow, I mean very candy-ish. So I'm getting a little bit of maybe some other tropical kind of whiffs. You know, it's like a guava jam or jelly coming off. Besides the mango, it's this really bright, sweet guava jam. I've had it. I can think of this Hawaiian brand of jelly. I mean, it smells so much like that. It smells great. You get just a light bit of the caramel type notes on there. You know, it's a little bit of a maltiness to it, but there's just a lot of sweetness. I think there's just a hint of citrus on there as well. But it smells beautiful. I mean, it smells really fun. So we're gonna dive in. Cheers. Wow, that's different. So right off the top, it's like light. I mean, I don't know how to describe this. It feels like it has medium body, but then it also feels thin in a way. But at the same time, these flavors aren't small. They're kind of big. It's this paradox. It's hard to describe. It just hits your palate at the front with a sweetness. I mean, big, you know, pretty big sweetness, especially for a 6% beer. And this big old mango, and like I said, the guava jam, the guava jelly. Those two flavors hit you solidly right at the front. Then the middle of the palate kind of hangs in there, but it kind of mellows out a little bit. And then at the backside, it's like it washes your palate. It's like those big jelly jam flavors go away. It's semi-dry and almost cleans the palate. It leaves your palate really clean. It doesn't leave this big sweetness on your palate, which is bizarre. And it just leaves this light bitterness, very light bitterness on the backside. There's something about the body and the way the taste is. I don't know that they did it, but it feels like it has maybe some wheat character to it, just lightly, but it'd be like if they did like maybe a 20-25% of the malt bill was wheat or something. It doesn't look like it. It looks pretty clear. But it gives that kind of impression. This is very much like a summer beer. You can see it's not exactly summer weather here in Oregon at the moment. And for 6%, it's drinking like it's maybe 5. Maybe 5. Just like it has some nice sweetness, but it's drinking like there's virtually no alcohol on here at all. It's like you're drinking someplace between a beer and one of these like, well, I hate saying it, but you know, they like go into these like Bartles and James or, you know, Mike's Hards or something, because it's not quite that big, but there's just this beautiful sweetness on the front side that makes you think of that. Yeah, it's just really different. It's beer, but it almost doesn't drink like beer. It's almost like that sweetness, like I had a mead on the front end blended with it, right? Like a braggot. Leaving some nice lacing. It's very tasty, very summery. I'm gonna take a little time with this and I'll be back. All right, I think I've taken enough time with this. It's tasty, it's fun, but you know, it's too candy-like for me. Personally, it doesn't taste like beer, right? I bought a beer. I want to enjoy a beer. There's something artificial tasting in that sweetness to me, which just doesn't cut it. I get the feeling that this isn't all done with hops, that they've artificially added something to sweeten it and flavor, because I don't think you can naturally get it. And if I'm wrong, I apologize, but the overall effect tastes like that, and that's just not going to score super high with me. I know that Rogue has done some of these beers that are candy-like, and they didn't fare well with me either. This is a beer that probably do well with, I don't know, I'll get in trouble for saying, I think some women that like sweeter things, or young people that just want to get wasted. I don't know. Someone that likes Mike's Hard type things, that's their thing. It's going to go good with those that camp. So they're going to certainly have an audience for this, but I'm not within that audience. So in terms of pale ales, for me, you know, this is okay. It's not bad, but there are just so many better pale ales on the market. I'm going to go 82. I'll give it a B- as far as a pale ale goes. It's got some redeeming qualities. It definitely has mango, but yeah, no. And then in terms of overall, again, this just is not like beer to me. I'm not going to knock it out of the B range. It's just going to be low on that list. I'm going to go down to an 81 for my overall. I think it's tasty. I'm going to give them that. It's refreshing. It's fun. But I want a beer. What can I tell you? So here it is again. It's the Mango Daze. It's a mango pale ale from Silver Moon Brewing. They do make some good beers. They're out of Bend, Oregon. This one for me personally, as I said, just a little too sweet. But you know, if you like that kind of a thing, if you like your Bottles and James back in the day, you like your Mike's Hard, you want something sweet and fun, you're throwing a party and you got people that just aren't into real beer, this would be great. They'd probably love it. This is Kevin at Columbus Home saying life's too short to drink cheap beer, and I'll see you on the next beer review.